Hello Unite, Mr. Delhi here. We are starting with our first recording of algebra. We're starting with factorisation, which is slide 46 of the presentation. Okay, so we're going to start today with factorisation. So we're going to do a review of common factors. Now I'm going to say factorisation is a really important skill for especially 5.3 algebra. We'll be taking this further in the lessons ahead. As you probably know from early years in high school, factorising is all about writing with brackets. So we're writing each of these in a different way with brackets. Let's get straight into it. So please write these down, and also feel free to pause the video right now and have a go at these first before I go through them. Alright, I'm assuming you've had a go. Question 1. 8ay minus 4y. So we're thinking about what is the biggest object or the highest common factor to each of these. Now we'll see 8 and 4, we have 4, but that y is also in common. So we're going to take out 4y. Then open up a bracket. 4y times what gives me 8ay. That's just going to be 2a. Then minus 4y times what gives me 4y. That of course is 1. If you're ever factorising and you need to get something and you already have that something, just times it by 1. Don't times it by itself again, because 4y times 4y is not 4y. That's actually 16y squared. Okay, question 2, same deal. Look for the highest common factor for each of the 3 terms. Now 8, 12 and 6, I believe that would be 2. So equals 2. Now the letter. Hopefully you can see that we've got an a cubed here, an a here, and an a squared there. Our highest common factor of those is going to be just the a. So 2a, open a bracket. Now how do you get from 2a to 8a cubed? We'll times that by 4a squared plus 2a times what gives me 12a. Well, we already have the a, so all we need is just the 6. Then take away 3a. Okay, and that's our answer there. Now the great thing about factorising, if you ever want to check your answers, if you expand it again, as in doing this, you would expect to go back to your original question, because factorising and expanding are the exact opposite things. Okay, question 3. Whoops, wrong pen. That one. We want, oops, get that. This one. Okay, so again, same deal. Think about 24 and 16. I believe that would be 8, highest common factor. Also have the x as well. So 8x. Open a bracket. That'll be 3. And the x as well. 8 times 3 is 24. X times x is x squared. And then we're taking away 2y. Again, same as the previous 2. If you would expand it, you would expect the original question again. Question 4. Now, negatives make these more fun. Approach it the same way though. So we've got 10 and 5. Common factor there would be 5. But there's also a minus in common, so take out a minus. Open a bracket. Minus 5 times what gives you minus 10? That'll be 2. Now be really careful here. We need minus, but we already have a minus, so we're actually going to plus inside. Plus y. Now it might seem a bit weird why we're plussing here when we're minusing here, but when you expand it, you're going to have minus 10 and then minus 5y, because of course minus here and plus here makes a minus answer there. Okay, question 5. Now this one looks weird because you already have brackets, but if you look carefully, you can actually see it's the same bracket twice. So straight away, that's a common factor. So just like in the previous one, how minus 5 is a common factor, we now have an entire bracket being a common factor, which is a plus 2. Once we write down our first thing, now we open up a bracket. I might do it in 2 colours to see the changes. Now, a plus 2 times what gives me 3a plus 2. That'll just be 3. Now minus. You can see that a plus 2 times what gives me this? That'll be minus 6b. Okay, now that's all well and good, but is that my final answer? Hopefully you said the answer is no, because you can see carefully that this can go again. So we can now write a plus 2. Common factor there is going to be 3. 1 minus 2b. Now it looks much nicer when the number's at the front, so we can actually write it as 3a plus 2, 1 minus 2b. And that's question 5 factorised. So it is very important that whenever you factorise fully. Take out the highest common factor you can. If you don't have that, like this step here, you need to keep going until you can go as far as you can. So this would not be full marks. To get full marks, you must go all the way, which is this right here. Okay, let's keep going. Next bit, I'd like you to write this down, please. Grouping in pairs. So feel free to pause the video and just jot this down before I keep going. Okay, so I should have written this down. So remember, 6x plus 3 plus 3x plus 3, so we're going to expanding twice. So 6x plus 18 plus x squared plus 3x. So you can see that by expanding this, we now have this, and there are now 4 terms. So the reverse is also true. We can actually factorize to go back to this. We can think of each of the 4 things as 2 separate pairs. So 1 pair here and 1 pair there. So think of it as 2 mini sub-questions. Factorize each one separately and then combine your answers together. So first one, 6x plus 18. My common factor is 6, so 6x plus 3 plus x plus 3. You can see that we now have the original question again. But think back to question 5 from the last slide, or question 4, sorry, from the last slide. Is this my final answer? Hopefully you can see that that's a common factor. So we can write it as x plus 3, second bracket, x plus 3 times what gives me 6x plus 3. Obviously times it by the 6. Then plus x plus 3 times what gives me x plus 3 times it by x. And that will be that question completely factorized. Now you can probably see a shortcut at this point. Basically to go from here to here, one bracket is this one, and the other bracket is the 2 outside terms. Does order matter? The answer of course is no. Having this bracket first or this bracket first does not matter. If you want to even go further, not essential, but this looks a bit nicer. Of course, 6 plus x is the same as x plus 6. Okay, so that's that question completely factorized. Let's keep going. Okay, so there's some examples on grouping in pairs. Again, feel free to pause the video right now, write these down, and have a go before I do them. Okay, I hope you've had a go. Let's go through them. So we want to group each of these into pairs and then factorize them. Okay, so the first pair, 3ac plus 2bd. Is there a common factor? There's only one, but of course doing one is not going to do anything. So if we don't have a common factor, we're going to rewrite them in a different order to hopefully find some factors. Now you can see that we've got 3ac there, 3ad, they may be a good pair, and maybe these are a good pair as well. So what I'm going to do is rewrite it. So 3ac plus 3ad plus 2bc plus 2bd. And remember, I haven't actually changed it in any way, I've just changed the order. Now, hopefully, I've got some pairs to look at. Okay, so the first one, 3ac plus 3ad. we have a 3a bracket c plus d plus 2b c plus d. Awesome. Now, really important, whenever you do these, if you don't get the same bracket twice, you know you've made a mistake. So you've got to make sure that these always match. Our answer now, remember from the last slide, one bracket is this, the other bracket is 3a plus 2b. And again, the reason why is because c plus d times 3a gives us this, and c plus d times 2b gives us this. Okay, so that is my answer fully factorized. Okay, question 2, same deal. Get the pairs together and match them. So 4km plus 6mn, well 4 and 6 would be 2, so 2, also an m, 2m times 2k was what I want, plus 3n. Okay, you double check that by expanding, it'll be, yep, that's correct, cool. Now next one, we've got a minus 6 and 9 would be 3, b, because the p's in common as well. Now we want to times by 2k, and we want a plus because we need a minus. We already have a minus, so to keep it as minus, we're going to plus. So plus 3n. Okay, now we factorize. Remember, one bracket is the existing bracket, the other bracket is the outside parts. Okay, so 2k plus 3n in one bracket, 2m minus 3p, minus 3p in the other one. Okay, question 3. Again, same deal. Common factors. Actually, I might just, we want to minus as well. Okay, so 10xw and 6yw. 10 and 6 would be 2. We also have a w, so 2w, 5x. Then we want to minus that. We have a plus outside, so make it minus here, minus 3y. All right, next one. Now 10 and 6 is going to be 2 again. Then we're going to minus 2t, then 5x. We want a plus 6y, but we already have a minus, so we're going to do a minus to make it plus, minus 3y. Okay, and then we keep going. So again, 2 brackets. Do you notice something? That right there, that can go again, to take out a 2. And it looks better at the front. That's my final answer. Okay, now the last question. Question 4. Again, approach it the same way. Grouping in pairs. Okay, equals 2. P minus C. Minus P. P minus C. Again, it's minus because we need a plus, because minus minus becomes plus. We then have 2 minus P, P minus C. Okay, so that's my final answer for that one. Okay, so for today, guys, I would like you to please work on 311, question 1, page 97 from your textbook. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.